Hey, what's up guys? FXP420 back here with another update. Sorry I haven't been around for a little while, but kind of had some stuff going on lately, so things are getting a little bit better, but still kind of crazy right now, so I'll try to be back as soon as I can with, a next update after this one. I don't know how much I'm going to be picking up in the next little while, but hopefully it'll be pretty smooth. So let's get into it. Got a bunch of random stuff here, a bunch of CDs, and a bunch of hip-hop and other vinyl. So let's do the CDs first. First up is Mayor Hawthorne's new one, Where Does This Door Go? It's a double disc, actually. Comes with the not the instrumentals, I'm sorry. Comes with the CD and a couple bonus tracks. If you don't know who Mayor Hawthorne is, he is basically a soul artist. He used to be on Stone's Throw for a little while, where he did his favorite album of mine. My favorite album of his, I'm sorry. My favorite album of his came out on Stone's Throw. It was called Strange Arrangement, out in 2009. This one was pretty good too. I did like this one quite a bit. It's basically just him. The only features on here are Kendrick Lamar on one track, and that's a pretty decent track too. Yeah, I don't know. Check it out if you like soul. I think he's definitely one of the best new soul artists that's doing it right now. But he does everything. He used to be a rapper too. He was in the group Athletic Mike League. If you've heard of them, along with Buff One and a few others. Anyway, the next is Mayday Believers on Strange Music. Not really a fan of this album. Mayday's last album was pretty decent. I thought, once again, I'm not really the biggest fan of all those strange music releases, but this one I just really didn't really care for. The beats weren't great. The rapping didn't really seem, I don't know, it's not really my thing, I guess. I know they could do better, and they have done better. Like I said, their last album was definitely better. I did pick up the new Tech 9 album as well. It's not here actually, along with the Hieroglyphics album. Those are at my cousin's house, fortunately, but I did pick those up, and I did really enjoy Hyro. I thought it was a great album, and Tech 9 was good. Once again, not a huge fan of Tech 9, but I can definitely appreciate what he has and, what he's done, where he's come from, all that stuff. So I did like the Doors track on there. I thought that was pretty good. I don't remember what other tracks I enjoyed, but that one I did like a lot. Next up, we got Mr. Green, Il Piano, what's this called? Il Piano Classic Beats Volume 4. Really dope beats on here by Mr. Green. He really never seems to disappoint when it comes with the beats, and I really do recommend checking this one out if you haven't heard it yet. Next up is Slum Villain's new one's Evolution. I got this for $6, as you can see on there. Yeah, I don't know. I got it used. It was basically brand new. It was just opened, but it was classified as used. This was alright. It wasn't... I guess it's not Slum Village as I know them. It's not really the original group by any means whatsoever. So, it was alright though. Next up, one of my grails, which I've been looking for a long time now. I didn't even know this album was actually real at one point. Then I actually ended up finding it, and yeah, it's just really crazy. S.C.U, Ratio Delph. This is a group from Baltimore. Album came out in '98, and they had a bunch of vinyl singles in the '90s, and then this ended up coming out in '98. So later part of the '90s, but really dope, dope hip hop right here. Whole thing's produced by J-Funk, and yeah, man, I don't know what to say about this other than S.C.U. S.C.U. stands for Self-Contained Unit, and they did have a release this year, or not this year, but last year, I'm sorry, on 626 Records, which I believe is still available, and definitely recommend checking that one out. If you can find this, definitely pick it up. But it took me a while to find, like I said, a couple years for a decent price. It goes usually for anywhere from $80 to $100, and I didn't pay that much. I paid quite a bit more than I usually like to pay for any CD. But yeah, this is really good stuff. So check out any Self-Contained Unit if you can find it. Next up, Madchild's new one, Lawnmower Man. This I didn't enjoy as much as Dope Sick. I'll just put that out there. I thought Moods talked about this recently in his update, and I think he pretty much hit the nail on the head with this one. I thought it seemed rushed a bit. Like, I think he could have waited with this and put out a much better album. Maybe took like some of the tracks on here, just put out an EP, and then yeah, just I don't know. I just think it felt a bit rushed. I think he's doing that just to kind of, he feels maybe he needs to stay relevant, or I don't know what it is, but I think that he's definitely able to do much better than that. Next up is Cross My Heart, Hope to Die, which is a project from DJ Muggs and Kevin Kline, I believe. Yep, DJ Muggs and Kevin Kline. This is like electronic, yeah, it's electronic music, but really it's like dope electronic music, not that dubstep stuff that he was doing, you know, recently. It's much different from that. Just female vocals, but really dope. I definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already. It's only 4 tracks. I got this for $3, but I'm not sure how much it goes for. I got it from someone that I know. Next up, we got a Mellow Music Group release, Castle, with Ghostface. Pretty dope album right here as well. I really did enjoy this. Castle kind of surprised me. I wasn't familiar with him at all. I think I've heard some of his production before, as he did produce this album and he rapped on it, so that's really cool. He produced the whole thing and he rapped on it, no features or anything. It's about 30 minutes long, I believe, half an hour, but definitely worth checking out. Mellow Music Group, once again, never really disappoints. Next up, we got Nirvana Unplugged in New York. I think my only non-hip-hop CD, I believe. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Nirvana. I personally think they're a bit overrated, as not the band themselves, not the music's overrated, but the fans just kind of blow them up to this big level that, I don't know. I just think, like I said, I do like Nirvana, but I just think they're really talked about on this huge level that I don't think that they're at personally. You know, I know people are probably going to disagree with me greatly on that, or hate me for it, whatever. I don't care. That's just the way I feel. But I did pick up this because it has one of their favorite songs in here, which is a cover of David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World. I think they do an excellent job with that one. I think it's better than David Bowie, actually. I do have a couple David Bowie releases coming up in my vinyl, and I really don't care for him at all either. But what else is on here? Come As You Are, About a Girl, Polly. Lake of Fire was pretty damn good too. Another cover. So, pretty good album overall though. Next up, Marco Polo's new one, Newport Authority 2. Not much to say about this other than dope production, dope rhymes, and a bunch of features on here, you know. Obviously he just did the production, and guest features, who do you got on here? Little Fame, Torre and Rusty Jux on the track, Jay Sean, Rakim, Artifacts, Big Daddy Kane, Large Pro and First Division, Midas the Beast, who actually I believe had an album come out recently too, which was pretty decent. Didn't pick that up yet, but. And then, let's see, Tragic Gaddafi, Little Fame again. Yeah, good stuff right there. Marco Polo, never really go wrong with him. Next up, one of my favorite releases from this year, Factors, Woke Up Alone. This came out on Fake 4. By the way, let me say this real quick. I know Alex Underground bought this video about this. The founder of Fake 4, Chesky. Fake 4 is a music label, by the way, if you didn't know. But yeah, Chesky, he is currently incarcerated. And the way that came about was just through some bullshit. So there's a whole Free Chesky campaign. You can find more info about it on their website and online, so definitely recommend checking that out. But this album, really dope. Like I said, one of my favorites of the year. It's basically a concept album, pretty much about how do I explain this? A girl that is dead. He's trying to bring her back to life, and basically all this stuff, and he's going into the story. It's basically in different sections. Different scenes, he calls it. The first scene is about denial and isolation. Scene 2 is anger. Scene 3 is bargaining. Scene 4 is depression. Scene 5 is acceptance. So it's kind of going through that whole grieving process, and it's just really dope. bunch of features on here: Paranoid Castle, Chesky, Nomad, Open Mike Eagle, Honorary Osborne, Paranoid Castle again, Mike and 9, Evil Ebenezer, Astronautilus, Gregory Pepper, Jeans Boots. But definitely recommend this one, and it comes with a double-sided poster, which I thought was really cool. It comes with a cover art. Hope you guys can see that. But I really wish they did this as a cover art because I like this so much more. I love that artwork right there. I believe if you bought this as like their special straight from the Fake 4 website, it comes with a pillowcase, I think, which I thought was pretty funny. Pretty cool way to do something like that. But Factor, Woke Up Alone, I definitely recommend checking this out. Next up, we got Icon the Mike King and Chum the Skrilla Gorilla, or just Icon the Mike King featuring Chum, Mike, and the Fat Man LP. Chum is basically Apathy's DJ. Icon the Mike King is a pretty decent rapper. He's been around for a while now. He used to be part of the Demigods, I think he used to be part of the Demigods. I'm pretty positive about that. This was their first release together, I believe, from 2007. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. They did have a few after this one, but this one was my favorite of theirs. So just finally got around to picking that up, never had it. And same thing with this one, finally just got around to picking it up, as I didn't have it before, and that is Artifacts. Sorry, what's the name of the album? That's Them. That's what it was, sorry. I was thinking of the first one. That's Them. Their second album from 1997. Elba Sensei and Tame One. Really, really dope stuff on here. Bunch of good tracks. Artifacts. Where Your Skills At. Collaboration of MCs featuring Lord Finesse and Lord Jamar. The Ultimate. So many great tracks on here. The whole album is fucking dope. The Ultimate remix, which is a Showbiz remix. I really, really love this one. Like I said, I just never had it, so picked it up. Last two are 2013 releases as well, which is Elemento. What's the name of this one? After the Fact. That's what it is, After the Fact. Sorry about that. Sorry guys, I'm a bit out of it still. You could probably tell. I've always been a huge fan of Elemento, all the way from his stuff to Visionaries. His work with Black Forest, as little as that is, but I really enjoyed it. Excuse me. This one was really good too. The whole thing is produced by Evidence from Dilated Peoples. His production was pretty much on point on this one. A couple features on here: Ono, Raka, MED, and Evidence is on one track, so not a lot of features. 14 tracks, 4 features I believe. Like I said, the whole thing produced by Evidence. Give it a listen. I really love that album. Next up, another one of my favorite releases of this year. Tanya Morgan, Rubber Bands. Let me just show the inside artwork, because I really do like the inside artwork for this. Basically just a bunch of rubber bands, but I just thought it looked pretty cool, so thought I'd show that. Yeah, man, I like this a lot better than the last album that they came out with, which I believe was You and What Army. I think that was the name of it. This one I liked a lot better. I don't really know what to say about this other than, if you like Tanya Morgan, you know who they are, then definitely give this a listen. The whole thing is produced by 6 Sense. So I think they're definitely back on point with this album. This is Tanya Morgan that I like. So I think that's it for the CDs. Let's move into the vinyl here. Excuse me. I guess I'll do the hip-hop vinyl first. I got it laying right here. The first one up is Strictly for My Niggas, Tupac. I already have this. I have it as an original. This is, I guess, a limited edition collector's. I don't know why it's limited edition or how many there would be, but it's still sealed. It's a UK pressing. I got this for $1, so there's no way I was going to pass it up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll probably just keep it since it's still sealed, but we'll see. Next up, an album I was looking for a long time, hoping it was going to come out on vinyl. It finally did this year. Buck 65's Vertex, my favorite album from Buck 65. Really simple label there, just Vertex, name the album, side A, side B. Really simplistic artwork, but I love this album. Buck65 is a Canadian MC. If you're not sure who he is, I guess he's classified as one of those weird abstract hip-hop artists, but great stuff right there. If you haven't heard of him, definitely check him out. By the way, I think it's only available in Canada. I had to get this Buck65, I had to get this imported, and it was going to cost me like, for some ridiculous amount, like 20 bucks for shipping. So luckily my aunt was coming down from Canada. I just had her pick one up for me, and just it ended up working out great. Next up, another Buck65 album, Talking Honky Blues. Sorry, this was from 2003, and this is basically an album where he introduced a lot of Western, country western, and country themes into his hip hop, and I think he basically the only one who can do it right. It's done in such a way that it's not corny at all. If you can believe that. I don't know how to explain this album. It's just dope, man. Another one of his best, in my opinion. Next up, we got Ugly Heroes, which is Verbal Kent, Red Pill, and Apollo Brown. I believe a few people have talked about this album already, but they are basically, I don't know if they're a new group or if they just came together for this one album, but I really hope that they do more stuff together, because I really did love this album. This is a deluxe edition on the, I think it's called Patina, or it's like a green marbled vinyl. Hope you guys could see that. I know it's kind of dark in here. And it does come with a bonus 45, which is also on that same color vinyl. But yeah, like I said, really, really dope. Apollo Brown doesn't disappoint. He's always on point with the production. And I don't know, I guess some people don't really care for Verbal Kent's rapping. I didn't mind it at all. I thought he was pretty good, actually. No features, just them, just going at it, and it's great, you know, great stuff. Next up, we got a couple singles from Pigeon John. This one is Originals, featuring Micah 9, and on this side we got Deception and Hello Everybody. So, there's that. Another one, Pigeon John single, Nothing With You, and the other side is Sleeping Giants. And the third track, actually Sleeping Giants, features Eli and the Grouch, and the third track is Record Advance, which is exclusive to the single right here. One of the reasons why I picked it up. And also I think it was like $1.50, so I'm gonna pass that up. Next up, we got a compilation album from Quantum Spectrum. It's called. It does have printed sleeves. I'll just show one of them. Really dope artwork on the sleeves. Just show the Quantum label there. Yeah, this is basically the label that people like DJ Shadow were on, Black Alicious was on here, Latrix, let's see, I'll tell you who's on here in a second. So, yeah, Jurassic 5, Black Alicious, like I said, Divine Styler, DJ Shadow, Maroons, another track with Latrix featuring LP, Souls of Mischief, bunch of dope stuff on here. Great comp in my opinion. And I got this for cheap. I got it for like $5, I believe. Yep, $5. Next up, we got an album that Moods actually coincidentally just talked about in his Funky Friday video, and which is Percy P, Perseverance, out on Stone's Throw from 2007. Percy P has always has always been one of my favorite MCs. This album definitely shows why. I know he went through all the features and stuff. I'll just go through them real quick. Madlib, Vinnie Paz and Guilty Simpson, Diamond D, Charlie Tuna, Prince Poe, A$AP Rock. Whole thing's produced by Madlib. what more can you ask for, you know? Really great stuff right here. Definitely check it out if you haven't heard it already. I got that for pretty cheap too. I think I got it for $5. Most of these albums, I haven't paid more than $5 for any of them other than that. Apollo Brown and the $1.65, I believe, was $20. Both of the $1.65s were $20. Pheromone, Simon Says, is the next one up. Really great track on here. B-side is Behind Closed Doors. Not much to say about this other than I just wanted to pick up the single. Next up we got some early MF Doom stuff, KMD, Nitty Gritty, and Plumskins. An original single right there. Next up, some Diamond D and the Psychotic Neurotics, What You Heard, and You Can't Front, I'm Out of Here, the 3 tracks that are on here. This came out in 93, I believe, yep, 92, 93, so Diamond D's best period in my opinion. Next up, Cellar Dwellers, Good Dwellers, off the album, I believe the album is also called Good Dwellers, so great stuff right there. I'm a big fan of Cellar Dwellers. Next up we got an instrumental album, Sean Lee's Ping Pong Orchestra, Hooked Up Classics. This is basically Sean Lee doing hip-hop, funk soul versions of classic tracks, like classical tracks, such as we got 1812 Overture, Swan Lake, Dancing with the Sugar Plum Fairy, Peter and the Wolf, also Zatrusa, sorry I can never say the name of that, Zarathustra, wow, I am horrible at pronunciation, Flight of the Bumblebee, Romeo and Juliet, stuff like that. Done really, really well. Out on Ubiquity. If you're not familiar with Sean Lee, kind of in that same vein as, I guess, I don't even know how to describe him. Clutchy Hopkins, I guess, to a degree. They've done a bunch of stuff together. Mostly just instrumental, hip-hop, funk type stuff. But although he touches all sorts of different styles, he does, I know he's done some Latin influence stuff and stuff like that, so. Next up is a classic one that I just never had on vinyl, which is A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. Nothing to say about this other than I just didn't have it on vinyl. Needed it. I just didn't have it because I'm lame, I guess, so had it on CD. But next up, another single, Third Base, Gladiator, which was made for the Gladiator movie. Not one of their best tracks, in my opinion, although it does have the Easy Mo Bee remix. It does have the track Word to the Third on the back, the B-side. Yeah, I don't know. This was a quarter. And last for the hip-hop stuff is Jungle Brothers, I'll House You, name of the track, sorry, I forgot the name of the track. It's I'll House You, one of their better tracks in my opinion. Jungle Brothers, you guys should know who they are. If you don't, look up that track online. And there's also a remix, I believe. Yep, a couple of remixes on here, so I guess let's get into the non-hip-hop hiccup. Excuse me once again. I'm not sure how long this video is going. If it's going too long, then I'll probably put it up in a couple different parts. Okay, let's get into this. First up, we got, by the way, most of these, I got these for anywhere from a quarter to 75 cents. If I paid more for them, I'll let you know. Joe Walsh, but seriously, folks. What's that? I probably won't be keeping most of these. I've listened to most of them, and it's not really my thing. Joe Walsh basically just rock. It's not bad by any means, it's just not really for me. Leon Russell, Best Of, Blues Rock, I guess. Comes with the insert. I feel like taking that out. It's kind of a pain in the ass to put back in. Huey Lewis in the News, Sports. I think this was actually less than 25 cents because it's all kind of messed up right there on the side. So I think oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I think I paid about 15 cents for this. I'm not exactly sure. And I'm all over the place today. Next up, we got Bunny Sigler. By the Way You Dance. I Knew It Was You. I got this mainly for the remix on the B-side. This is the misprint variation of this, which basically just means that both the labels are the same, both sides. But that's kind of like, it's if you don't know who he is, it's like funk, but more disco side, more on the disco side. Quincy Jones, The Dude. Didn't have this album, so figured I'd check it out. It was alright. One of Quincy's 80s releases. So next up, we got Jimi Hendrix album, Electric Ladyland. This is a reissue, as you could probably imagine, 180 gram. I just never had this album, so I found a really good price. Comes with the booklet. I'll just show the label real quick. Yeah, I got this for, I believe, right about 10 bucks, maybe 11. It was new. It's brand new, nothing wrong with it. So definitely had to pick this up. Okay. Next up, we got a Allman Brothers Band album, and it is Win, Lose, or Draw. Not one of, I think this is a gatefold actually. Let me show the gatefold. This is, in my opinion, when Allman Brothers started going downhill a lot. This is an album I really did not care for at all. The one before this, Brothers and Sisters, I still enjoyed quite a bit. Those first 4 albums, I believe it's 4 albums, or 3 albums if you don't count the live at Fillmore recent, I think, were their best work, in my opinion. This one I did not really care for at all. Next up, Branford Marsalis. Royal Garden Blues from 1986. Jazz. If you don't know who he is, he's a jazz artist. Let's say about this. I got this sealed actually for a quarter, so I was pretty happy about that. But it was decent. Not best. I prefer his brother's work a lot more, but still decent. Next up, another really well-known album, Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. I just never had this one, so thought I'd add it to the collection. Another rock album, Eric Clapton's Backless. One that I wasn't really too familiar with from Eric Clapton. I was usually just a fan of his work with Cream, and I'm not really a huge fan of his later stuff after that. Yeah, not too many tracks I was really familiar with on here. So, if you guys know that album, you probably know it. If you don't, then I believe it was from the 80s. 1978. Next up, we got a single from Gil Scott-Heron, B-Movie. And this actually comes with a promo sheet, which was in fantastic shape. I was surprised. Letter to a Congressman. I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. Gil Scott-Heron, I do enjoy his work quite a bit, and this was no different. This was really good. White label promo there. Next up, this is going to be a double for me, Santana's Greatest Hits. I know I've showed this before. This is the non-gatefold version. I believe I had the gatefold before, so. Next up, a couple Prince records, 1999. sure everyone knows this record. I just didn't have it. Quarter. Next up, Prince and the Revolution, Parade. This one was decent. Not as good as 1999 in my opinion, by any means. I think this was their last album, Prince and the Revolution. It's a gatefold. Show that real quick. One of these gatefolds that goes this way. Hope you guys can see that. I know my camera's not the best. Yeah, Prince, I like certain albums, like 1999, I liked Purple Rain. With the rest of his catalog, not a huge fan. He's a good musician, but it's not for me. Next up, a couple David Bowie albums. This is Aladdin Sane from 72, I believe 73, 1973. Yeah, not in the greatest of shape, as you can see. I got this for really cheap, so. And being a weirdo, and yeah, like I said before, man, David Bowie, not for me. I got it just to, like I said, they were really cheap. I wanted to just check them out. Because I did look up some songs online. I thought maybe, alright, let me check this guy out. I've heard his stuff before, but never really sat down and listened to a whole album by him. And it's not for me. Next up, another David Bowie, Space Oddity. I know this one came out with a couple different names. It's got the inner sleeve there, lyrics on it. Yeah, this one came out as a couple different names. I believe it was named something else in England, and got some ring wear on there. Whatever, I'm not going to be keeping that one anyway, so I guess if anyone wants it. The vinyl is in decent shape, it's just the covers on these aren't all that fantastic. All of the vinyls on all of these are pretty decent. And the last one right here is Jethro Tull's The Passion Play. The only album I heard from Jethro Tull which I enjoyed was Aqualung. Still got that. And this one I really didn't care for either. Still got the bill there, as you can see. Gatefold. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. It was decent, but I'm not the hugest Jethro Tull fan. When it comes to classic rock, I just kind of stay more with The Doors and Zeppelin, stuff like that most people probably know, and Grateful Dead I like a lot. Who else? I don't know, can't think of anyone right now, but Hendrix I love, obviously. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I know I was kind of all over the place on this. Like I said, I got a lot of shit going on. Part of that was me being sick, and I'm still not feeling really 100% right now, so that's why I'm kind of all over the place. Like I said, not quite sure when my next update will be. I'll try to get it up sooner than this one, but we'll see how that goes. So thank you guys all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and see you soon. Take care. Peace.